Okay, not gonna lie, I have absolutely no idea what to do for a cover photo. Like, I don't really know how to do cover photos that well. Maybe I'll just like. Yeah, that's good enough. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this video is gonna be kind of a long one and forgive me for that. Listen, I felt a calling to make this video. I was originally supposed to make a video essay about this childhood TV show that I used to watch that not most people don't really know about, right? I was gonna make that my next video, but I felt a calling to push that aside and make this video that I'm currently recording as a video to be putting out for you guys for my anyways. So in today's video we are going to be talking about things that you should not do if you are wanting to become a more successful person. It's going to be kind of a longer video, so I do apologize once again. We're going to be talking about 6 different topics, and I'm going to be breaking down each thing that we're going to be talking about and why it's bad, how it affects you, and why you shouldn't be basically doing them. And I'm going to be talking about these in both a general sense and also in a biblical sense. So I am going to be talking about these again, like in a way in a general, and I'm going to be backing them up with Bible verses as well, so that way for any of the Christians or spiritual people so for any of the Christians and spiritual people, or really anyone who is wanting a more in-depth spiritual evidence for why these things are bad for you, that's what we're here for. So yeah, you guys, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So first things first, one thing when it comes to wanting to become a more successful person, here is the first thing not to do, and that is negative self-talk and self-affirmations. Seems something that's so simple, right? But it's something that a lot of people honestly do, whether it's out of habit or maybe it's even their subconscious. But you guys, talking bad about yourself can genuinely reflect your reality. So it doesn't matter whether it's in thought, word, or deed. Your thoughts are a reflection of your outer word. Your words are a spell, and the things that you say and do can genuinely really affect your reality, and it can like really reflect back onto you with the things that you are saying and that you're doing. The world runs on vibration and energy, you guys, and when you are constantly talking negative about yourself, right, not only are you putting that negative energy onto yourself, right? So when you're constantly talking negative about yourself, you are putting that energy back onto you, which is going to make you feel more depressed, more sad, more anxious, things like that. But it will also manifest more of those situations and those feelings within your outer world. So as an example, let's say you're going out here, going around saying like, oh, I'm broke, I'm financially unstable, blah, 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 blah. You are then reflecting that onto your outer world, and then your world is going to show you and put you into more situations where you are financially unstable or you are going broke and such like that. Your thoughts and your words and your state of mind are reflecting back onto you. You will be constantly met with situations that keep you in that state unless you take yourself out of it and talk about yourself more positively. For a Bible verse to go along with this, I have Proverbs chapter 23 verse 7. For as he thinks in his heart, so he is. So again, going back with what you say about yourself, whether it's thought, word, and deed, it comes back to you. You hold that in your heart, and that becomes your outer world. It becomes your reality, and you will be faced with those things, and that will be your identity. Just in general too, of course, talking negatively will only make things harder for you. So it's just easier to talk good about yourself, you guys. It's good to just be kind to yourself. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 28 says, use your words to build yourself and others up, not tear down. So Pretty simple, you guys. Don't say anything negative about yourself. Control your thoughts, control your words, be cautious of what you say, do, and think, because your reality will reflect those states, okay? Topic number 2, I cannot emphasize this enough, you guys. Stop being relatable. Stop being relatable or trying to be relatable. We are not meant to relate to everybody. Whether it's what things we say or do, like, we are not meant to relate to everyone, and that's okay. And that action alone, in a way, I personally believe is people pleasing.
Wow.
So not only are the things that we think and say are a reflection, right? But the things we create in media too are a reflection of our reality. The things that we not only create, but even see, like on your For You page, the music that you listen to, the TV shows that you watch. Like, if you are constantly watching things that are negative for you, then that is going to become your reality and state of mind, okay? So for an example, let's say I make a TikTok and I'm talking about how I'm too broke and can't afford like a McDonald's baby back thing, like, like let's just, like, I'm just using that as an example. So let's say I'm making a TikTok, right, and I talk about how I'm so broke and I can't even afford a McDonald's meal, and you see that on your For You page and you like it, you save it, you repost it because you think it's so relatable, right? No! Stop doing that. That is not your reality. That is not you. Stop relating to people. Stop trying to be relatable. That is not you. That is not the you are trying to become, okay? Like, if you are trying to have a successful mindset and a more, like, financially stable mindset, why would you go out of your way to like and repost that? Like, it will reflect on your reality, and it will just, again, bring you more situations to where that is your reality of you being financially unstable. Even the music that you listen to can have an effect on you. If you are constantly listening to sad music or depressing music that constantly talk about, oh, my life sucks, my life just freaking sucks, I hate my big chungus life, like, that's gonna become your reality. Like, and that's literally gonna be how you feel about yourself, and then you're gonna be constantly met with situations where your life absolutely freaking sucks. So, like, you guys have to be so cautious of what you watch and what you listen to, because it really will become your identity. And when that becomes your identity, you're gonna start feeling super insecure, and then, you know, it's just gonna make you feel more depressed, and that's bad. We don't want that. And obviously that's not a bad thing if you're depressed or insecure, but if you're wanting to be a better person and build yourself up in a more confident person, you're not gonna wanna relate to those things. Romans 12 verse 2 says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So we are not meant to fit in the molds and conformity of insecurity and poverty, okay? So when you relate to these things and listen to the low vibrational music and make the content talking about this and about that and trying to be relatable, right? You are conforming yourself. You are conforming yourself from the truth of the reality that you are wanting to build. Majority of the time too, people try and conform themselves because they either want to be liked more, or they're trying to find a community, especially if you're someone who is new to content creation online. You really want to try and find a community of your own, so you want to be relatable to people, right? No, wrong, absolutely wrong, absolutely wrong. You are not meant to relate to and please everyone, okay? And by conforming yourself negatively and covering it up as humor so you can have a following and so people can like you, that's people pleasing.
Wow.
Okay, that's people pleasing. You're not meant to conform yourself. You are not meant to relate to everybody in their situations, okay? So when you are trying to build a more positive and successful mindset, stop being relatable. And when you are successful, people relate to that. Like, there are people who relate to success and building yourself into better mindsets and such like that. Like, there are people who relate to those things. So stop conforming yourself and molding into something that you're not, because that's people pleasing. And like, all because you're trying to get people to like you more. Like, no, like, that's people pleasing. That's a no-go. That is a no-go. I do have a Bible verse that kind of goes with that. It doesn't exactly say what I'm talking about, but I think you'll get it within the context, all right? It's the context that matters. So what I have is Proverbs chapter 22, verses 24 through 25. Make no friendship with man who is given to anger, nor with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. So with that is basically, it's mainly the last part that really made me feel like, yeah, I feel like this relates to it. But it still makes me feel like, you know, with like, don't be friends with a wrathful man. Like in this context is, of course, like don't try and find a community based off of negative mindsets and negative actions and things like that. Because you will then entangle yourself within that, and then that becomes your identity. Simple. Tying into that though, with what I was just saying, the people you walk with, you become. Proverbs 13, verse 20, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Now, I've talked about the self, and I've talked about trying to relate to others, but what about the people who are closest to us? Whether it's friends, your best friend, family, or even your partner can have a huge influence on your life and on your mindsets. Now, I'm going to say this plainly and outright, and if this is offensive, I am so sorry, but this is just the truth, and sometimes you have to say things the harsh way for people to understand and for people to learn. So what I say, like, take as you will, whatever. So if you are going out of your way to hang out with losers who are constantly wanting to go out and get drunk, be high 24/7, and participating in stuff like lust, and have like no drive, have no motivation, or lazy, like they don't, or even if they don't really know what they want in life too, because sometimes that can be a thing that affects you in your life and you're wanting to be successful when people around you don't really know what they want either. If you're hanging out with people who have no direction, no motivation, are lazy, participating in sin, and wanting to do things that you know are bad, and you're hanging out with them, that makes you a loser. That makes you one of them. And this is coming from personal experience, you guys. Like, I have met a lot of people, and 90, if not more than that, % of the people that I have met had no drive, no direction, did not know what they were doing, and they found comfort in that. They found comfort in their unhappiness. They found comfort in their unsuccessfulness, and they had no motivation to change.
Wow.
Or anything like that. Now, I'm not here to judge those people. If they are happy within the ways that they are, if they want to be stuck where they are, whatever. That is not for me to judge them. They can be where they want to be, right? But actively hanging out with those people, you guys, like, especially when you are wanting more out of life and you feel God's calling for things that you are wanting to do, they will hold you back. Like, they really will hold you back, you guys. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33 says, do not be misled by a bad company corrupts a good character. So not only will they hold you back just in a general sense, but sometimes they will even go out of their way to hold you back. Whether it's tempting you into sinning or even belittling you, these people can be serious energy vampires, you guys. Like, and they can really affect your life when you are trying to become successful and trying to strive for things that you are wanting to strive for, and literally anything. Like, when you are just in general trying to become more successful and have a more successful mindset, these people will hold you back on that. Whether it's also out of jealousy or insecurity, they will do it, you guys. Sometimes also they will even try, if you're a Christian, they will even try to use God's word against you to try and get you to sin, or to get you to do things that you are not wanting to do, that you know are bad for you, or to push you back and keep you where you are, so that way you are not becoming that newer version of yourself, basically. So for an example, they can say things like, oh, it's not a sin to get drunk, we're just having a good time. Or they'll say something like, God is all loving, he'll just forgive you, just do this one thing for once, or something like that. They'll use God's words against you. For belittling, they'll go like, oh, you don't want to go to a club and get drunk every single weekend? you're no fun. Like, they'll say things like, oh, you don't want to go out and participate in hookup culture. Don't be such a prude. Like, don't be, like, you're no fun. Like, you're not fun anymore. I miss the old you. I miss when you were fun and did all this, blah, 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 blah. Like, they will belittle you and they will tempt you, you guys. Those are just a few examples. Like, especially the number one thing that I hear personally is like, you're so boring now. That is like the number one thing that I think I hear from myself personally is like, you are so boring now. You used to be so fun. But that's just them tempting you into sin and into things that you know are bad and to hold you back from becoming a more successful person. James chapter 1 verse 12 through 15 says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. When tempted, no one should say, 'God is tempting me,' for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desires." Those are the type of people that you need to keep out of your life. It genuinely doesn't matter how close you are, how long you have known them, even if it's family. If they are doing those things, they are holding you back, and you need to get rid of them. And if you do not get rid of them, either God is gonna do it for you, right? Either God is gonna do it for you, or God is gonna teach you a lesson, and he is going to make you learn the hard way. And it's better to get rid of them now than to have to learn that lesson, because that lesson is not gonna be pretty, I'm telling you right now. And you gonna learn the hard way. You gonna learn the hard way. If God doesn't do it himself, he gonna make you learn the hard way. So get rid of those people who are trying to tempt you into sin, or trying to tempt you by belittling you. To continue with that, I also have Proverbs chapter 14 verse 7. "Leave the presence of a fool, for they do not meet words of knowledge." And Psalms verse 1, chapter 1. "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seats of scoffers." Next topic is about comparison and envy. This is something that I had to learn to stop doing, you guys. So this is also coming from personal experience. But we are all human. This is something that we all do, but there are, like, it is something that we can't keep holding on to. In this topic, I have 3 subtopics. So the first topic is everyone is running their own race. No one's race is linear, and we only see a small snippet of what people are going through within their lives and what it took for them to get there, and we make judgments based off of that. But we need to realize that, like, even though we may not be where we want to be right now, we will get there eventually. We just have to keep focus on our race, our own race, focus on our own struggles, pretty much, and keep sight that where we want to be, we will get there eventually. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 through 6. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." So that's the first thing that we need to realize, is that we don't see the bigger picture within other people's lives. So don't assume that they have it all together and things like that, because just because they have more doesn't mean they have things all together, basically. Number 2 is that we are running our own race, right? And when we look around or we look back, we lose sight of our own race that we are trying to run. And we end up questioning and pulling away from God and asking if the race that we're running is even worth it or not. But the thing is that God's timing is always right. Never late, not early, but on time. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. "After that, move forward on faith. What should happen will happen." And then I also don't know how to pronounce this. I have another Bible verse. You'll see it within the editing. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's chapter 3 verse 1. "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." We may look at someone who is farther ahead of us within the race and see that they have so much more than we do, but God has a divine timing and a divine plan for our own race. So it's best that we just pay attention and focus on our own struggles and our own race of life. Third thing is that something that's super obvious is that comparison is the thief of joy. So when we are constantly looking at things that we don't have and we constantly compare ourselves to other people, we lose sight of the blessings and the things that are already here in our lives right now. And then with that, of course, develops the jealousy and envy. We end up getting too caught up in the wants instead of the things that we are needing. And just in general, envy, of course, disrupts the peace that we have within ourselves. And then you start to feel like crap about yourself, and then you start to feel insecure, and then it draws you away from God, and then it draws you away from the successful mindset that you are wanting. Like, it's just bad, you guys. You start to feel crap about yourself because you start thinking that you aren't doing good enough, or the things that you are doing right now are not good enough. But here's the thing, you guys. Proverbs 14, verse 30 says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." Philippians chapter 4, verse 11 says, "Not that I am speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content." I'm not trying to say that having a want is bad. We're humans. Having a want is something that we're always going to have within our human nature, right? But we need to learn to be content with what we have while we are working on striving for more. There's a difference between wanting something and being straight up envious. Like, you can want more while not having ill intent. Learn to be grateful for what you currently have while you are striving for more. And remember that God is not done with you yet. That is the most important thing, that God is not done with you yet, and that all within God's timing is always on time, never late, never early, on time. And we may not be exactly where we want to be in our lives, but we also have to keep in mind that where we are right now is someone else's dream life. We may be in one of the worst situations possible, but there is someone out in the world who thinks, man, I really wish I had a roof over my head. I wish I had some basic food. I wish I had some basic clothes. I wish I had this. I wish I had that we already have. So keep that in mind, that we may not be exactly where we want to be, but the lives that we live right now is someone else's dream life. Keep in mind of the blessings that you do have while you are still striving for the things that you want. Because again, like, people are out here literally just wanting a basic home, basic heating, while you're over here worried about a damn Gucci bag. Keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind. So basically, as a summary for what we were just talking about with the comparison, first things first is that everyone is running their own race, and to not be so judgmental for you don't know what they are going through. We only see a small snippet, we don't see the bigger picture. 2, don't lose sight of our own race that we are running. We may see things that people already have and want what they have, but God has a plan for us. God has a divine plan for us, and his plan is always on time, and we will get to where we are wanting to be eventually. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be grateful for things that you already have while striving for more, and realize the blessings that are already right in front of you as you are striving for more. Fourth topic that I am wanting to talk about is to stop looking for evidence. Every time that you are actively searching for evidence within the 3D, you are chasing away the things that you are wanting to manifest. You are not meant to chase. You are meant to embody and walk in the ways of God and realize that you already have basically what you want. You already have what you are wanting, so embody it. You already have what you want. The 3D is just catching up. When you embody the things that you are trying to manifest, the energy moves so much faster, you guys, because when you already have it, you're not going out of your way to look for the evidence because you already have it. You don't lean onto your own logic or understanding because you don't need to, because you already have it. Mark chapter 11 verse 24 says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Now I'm telling you, this truly works wonders. And if you're really wondering if it really works, short answer, yes. Long answer, I will tell you from my own personal experience. So I have been unemployed since September of last year.
Wow.
I have rent, I have utilities, I got bills, I got groceries, I got things I gotta do and pay. All paid off. All paid off. Never had to worry about rent, never had to worry about food, never had to worry about this, and that, because I embodied it, because I put my faith and trust within Jesus, and because I embodied the things that I was wanting to manifest and the things that I needed, I embodied it, that it was already covered. Woo! I'm not kidding. When you embody the things that you are wanting and that you already have it, it comes to you so much quicker because you have the faith and you are not leaning onto your own understanding, but in God's understanding. You're not looking for signs. You're not going based off logic. You're just going completely based on faith and faith alone. I guess not alone. You still have to affirm and embodiment, but y'all get what I mean. Y'all get what I mean. But seriously, you guys don't know how powerful faith alone is. And which is really interesting because that's the number one thing that the Bible talks about is having faith, right? Faith, affirming, and embodying. That is the only thing you need to do. Faith alone is your evidence. Let me say it again. I'm gonna get even a little closer, y'all. Faith alone is your evidence. Matthew chapter 17 verse 20 says, "Because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to the mountains, move from here to there, and it will happen. Nothing is impossible for you." That is honestly one of my favorite Bible verses. It's just so beautiful, isn't it? If you're someone like me who is a very logical person and tends to overthink and doubt, I get it. I really do. This might not be easy for you, and that's okay. This will take some mental work and it might take a while for you to get used to those mindsets, but you will get there eventually, especially if you're someone who is constantly affirming and you feel like nothing is changing, right? Here's the thing. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." And then 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7 says, "For we have lived by faith, not by sight." I'm telling you guys, faith is really all you need. God is doing the work. You are doing the work. The energy is moving whether you see it or not. God is working in the background. The energy is moving. Your 3D is just lagging, all right? Your 3D reality is just lagging and it is changing. You are not moved by your circumstances, therefore your circumstances move. Understand that faith, affirmation, and embodying is genuinely all you really need to get to where you want to be. For the evidence thing, of course, like I said, faith alone should be your evidence, but if you are going out looking for signs, again, it's just gonna run away from you. But when you embody, those signs already come to you. When you start embodying who you want to be and where you want to be, those signs will come to you so quickly, you guys. Don't go out of your way to search for evidence or signs. Just embody it, and those signs will come to you. Mark chapter 16 verse 17 says, "All these signs will follow those who believe." But again, when you chase after the signs, that shows that you don't have the faith that it's working. And that what makes the energy draw away from you instead of it chasing you. John chapter 4 verses 48 says, "Unless you see signs and wonders," Jesus told him, "you will never believe." Mark chapter 8 verse 11 through 12 says, "He sighed deeply in his spirit and said, 'Why does this generation ask for a sign? Truly I tell you, no sign will be given to it.'" If you have true faith and belief, you will receive the signs. If you chase, you will not receive it. Even if you do get the signs, you won't believe in it because you don't have the faith or embodiment within you. So no matter what the circumstances look like within your 3D, do not conform to it. Do not conform to it. Just face it head on. Tell yourself, this is not my reality. Keep on that faith, keep embodying, and your circumstances will move. So the last topic that I want to talk about, last but definitely not least, is that people's perceptions of you are not who you are or for you to carry. People love projecting their perceptions of what they think you are, but that is not for you to carry. People love to make assumptions of what they think who you are, but that is not who you truly are. Who you are is the person you are trying and working on becoming. For an example, if you're having a conversation with a friend, right, and they are trying to call you something that you're not, or even sometimes they'll even like project their own energy for you to carry. So like for an example, like let's say your friend is trying to call you broke or something like that. Or they will call themselves broke to carry on that energy to have it latch onto you. Stop! Stop! That is not for you to carry. Simply reject it internally or in your head, or I guess that's internally, but just reject it internally, or you can even call it out loud if you want to. But this kind of ties in with what I was talking about earlier with how people only see a small piece of your life, right? People love to make assumptions with the tiny things that they see. Again, that ties in with what I was saying earlier, that they are not seeing the bigger picture. Therefore, they will make judgments of what they think that you are. Like with everything that's going on within your life currently, they will make assumptions of what they think you are and what you are going through. Not what they know, what they think. So keep that in mind. So when you are making the shift for your new reality and you are putting in the work to become more successful and working on better mindsets and things like that, there's a good chance that they're not going to know and that they're not going to see it, or even really know about the progress that you're making. They only see the small portion of your life that they do see. So they might make assumptions about you, but just reject it. Simply say to yourself, I am not aligned with that energy. I know who I am. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7 says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height. The Lord doesn't see things the way that you see them. People judge outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." And then again, I don't know how to pronounce this one. This is the, anyways, I can pronounce it. You'll see it on the screen. Chapter 10 verse 13 says, "Fools base their thoughts on foolish assumptions, so their conclusions will be wicked madness." So don't pay no mind to people who make those conclusions on you, because they don't see what you're doing, okay? They don't see the work that you're putting in. They don't see like all of the stuff that you're doing, but the Lord sees you. And people also just in general love to project their own insecurities onto you. So don't pay no mind to that, you guys, because again, that's not for you to carry. You know what you are, you know who you are. In the end, that is all that matters. And that is about it, you guys. I really hope I explained this well in the video. I'm sorry if I kind of like said things a little weird. I'm not the best reader out loud, so I do apologize. I do apologize about that, you guys, but I did try my best. This video I really feel like would be really helpful for a lot of people, and maybe this is also a video for myself as well, as like a little reminder. God told me to just go for it. Praise be to God. Love my little Jesus. He was here watching over me as I was making this. And I pray for you guys that you are able to get to where you want to be. And I pray that this reaches the right audience, because I think right now we're all in like a weird period right now. It's just a lot of things going on, you guys. And I know a lot of people aren't where they want to be, so they're trying their best to put in the work. So I hope that this video helps for people who are wanting to put in the work to get to where they are wanting to be. And yeah, you guys, that is about it. Like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. New video will either be coming out later this month or the next, and I will see you guys later. Bye.